Yes, it already feels like super wet. We'll start again. Yes, it doesn't have to be extra.
Thank you so much for your help.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
I'm Chris with Elections.
Tom Shaw, nice to meet you.
All right, what do you have for me?
Sure, Form 4.
Perfect, thank you. We'll start with this one and then
Sure.
we'll go through it here. Do you have, because this is uncommissioned, right? Yes. Do you have a piece of government issued photo ID?
Sure.
Take a look at?
There you are.
That's great. And I'll just ask you just to put your last name again. That's you. Perfect. Thank you so much. So before I go through this, just confirming that your intention is to seek election as a city councillor in Ward Caraheo.
Yes.
Perfect. And to the best of your knowledge, everybody who signed the form here is an eligible elector who resides in that ward.
Yes, they do. They're all my neighbors.
That's okay. Perfect. That makes it easy.
It's an easy walk around,
Yeah.
just down the street.
As easy as any kind of walk around is right
Exactly.
now, I guess. I'm just gonna make a note for myself here.
You take care of the overflow if there's a whole bunch of people coming in, or how does this?
No, I'm just kind of shadowing. For
Oh,
today,
okay.
So.
But yeah, that would, yeah. Well, I mean, we've been able to avoid any sort of backlog so far, which is good, but it does help to have additional people. Okay, I'm going to pass these back to you. What I need you to do, you have your phone handy?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to look up some postcodes for me.
Sure.
To make these eligible, the address has to have the street address and the postcode in it,
Okay.
which some of them don't. So I'll pass these back, and then I'll let you know which ones. If you can add the postcode in and just initial where you have them. So it's numbers. That first page is good there.
Okay.
There's 10, 11, and 12, and I think it's all the same address or close to it.
Similar to them.
Yeah.
So, postal code. Actually, yeah, it should be all the same as mine.
It's a common thing.
No.
That's not certainly not insurmountable.
Okay, so 807. Six K 172. This is not coming, oh, here we go, T6K, TE5. Oh,
Okay, and if you can just initial where you've added those
Oh,
in
for
there.
sure.
Thank you. And then, what does that page go down to?
21?
Okay. So 19 and 20.
Maybe there will be a backlog now that I.
No, you're good. Take your time, please. Take your time. Yeah, there's nobody after you, so. And even if there was, no rush.
Okay,
And then on the next page, 25 and 26. I'm trying to get the last two on there.
I know those off by heart.
Okay.
My childhood home.
Oh, is that right?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate you doing that.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
Better than me walking away and you guys calling me up tonight.
Right, yeah, exactly. Save you the trip then. Good, okay. And you're not naming an official agent on the form here, that's correct? You don't have to, you're not obliged to.
No.
Okay. And this doesn't prevent you from naming one moving forward, but if I can get you just to put a dash or NA in that space there, it just lets us know that you haven't inadvertently missed that part out.
I did put someone on the candidate contact information.
Okay? Yeah, is that's just a campaign manager kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Then that's okay, thank you. All right. So we're good. We'll do the affirmation and oath. So this will be your sworn declaration that you've read the candidate's acceptance, that you understand the responsibilities of the candidate, and that you're familiar. You've read the sections of the Local Authorities Election Act that this mentions here. It also is your declaration that all the information that you've provided, including the information of the residents, meets the legislative requirements. Okay, great. Would you like to swear an oath or provide an affirmation?
What's the difference?
So it's whichever one is going to be more binding on your conscience. An oath is a statement that you make to a higher being. So it's got that religious connotation. But if that's not going to be something that's binding on your conscience, then we would just do an affirmation.
We can just do an affirmation.
Okay, all right. So I'll ask you to stand for this part. I'll read the statement and you'll respond with I do.
Sure.
Do you promise that the contents of your affidavit are true and solemnly affirm that this promise is binding on your conscience?
Yes.
All right, take a seat, that's good. I will ask you to sign where it says candidate signature, and then I will...
How come I didn't have to put my hand up or anything? Can I do one of those?
Typically, it's only done with an oath.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. The hand part is, for an oath, you can hold a religious text or raise your hand.
Gotcha.
It also stops me from high-fiving anybody who did.
Indeed. Now's not the time.
Well, if there's ever a time for a high-five. That's my stand. There we go. Okay. Great. Do you have anything else there for us? If you have Form 5, I'll take that one from me. Thank you. Perfect. That's you. Just a reminder with this, if anything changes, so if you change the location where your records are maintained, or if you open an additional bank account or add signing authorities, you have to provide us with an updated form within 48 hours of that change. And you don't have to come back in. For that, there's a fillable PDF, as you know, you can do online and then email it in.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah, so no need to come back for that. And you have your...
The other one, the candidates' contact information.
Thank you. Yeah, great. So the information that you've consented for us to publish online, we'll do so within 2 business days on the city's website.
Awesome. Cool.
All right, a couple other things before I let you go.
Sounds good.
I'm going to take a recording of your name, the name that you wish to appear on the ballot, which you had as Tom Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll ask you just to say your first name, your last name, then pause, and then say it again.
Sure.
And this is for the accessibility voting machine for visually impaired
Oh, okay, fantastic.
voters who aren't able to use a paper ballot. All right, so I'll just hold this out, and then first, last name, pause, first, last name.
Tom Shaw. Tom Shaw.
Just listen to that one back.
If someone's voice strays someone's vote.
You know what? We don't use your voice.
Oh, okay.
It'll all be the same voice that reads them all. This is just to make sure that we have the pronunciation right.
Tom Shaw. Tom Shaw.
Okay, that's great. That's done. Last piece is the deposit.
Oh, yes. I can use Visa.
You can. Let's grab the machine for you. It is tapped, so you should be able to just do it that way. There we go. All right. Thank you. I'll just write you a receipt here.
Sure.
All right. So next steps for us, we'll take your Form 4 up to the returning officer who will sign off. Then I will scan copies of everything that you provided us with today, and I'll email them back to you at the email address you used to book your
Oh,
appointment.
okay, fantastic.
So once you've got that, you're an official candidate in the election. So that'll be your final sign-off piece.
That'll be today. You guys will be able to scan that?
Yes, should be able to turn that around today. Your name, the online information may not appear for a couple of business days, but that initial receipt part you should be able to do for you today.
Sounds good.
All right, and we're good. We're done.
That's it.
That's it. Any
Alrighty.
questions? You have our email address and phone number. Feel free to reach out and let us know.
Fantastic.
And Mary will show you out.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
And then you just enter all that stuff after.
Yeah, I need to wait for